Students of M.A.M. School of Engineering, I welcome our resource person, Dr. Bensujin, Head of Section, Electrical and Electronics, Registrar of Department of Engineering, University of Technology and Applied Science, Oman, for this webinar on innovation in robotics. So I welcome all the participants from various colleges, and once again I welcome you all. Thank you. Ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to call upon Dr. A. Punita, Head of the Department, Mechatronics Department, to introduce about the chief case.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our chief guest. First of all, I would like to thank our resource person for accepting our invitation. Dr. Bensujin, he is having around 17 years of work experience at leading academic institutions as head of section, registrar, assistant professor, and head of various committees. He has received 7 funded projects from TRZ, Oman, and IE, India. He has still robotics trainer and robotic researcher. He has received the Best Researcher Award in the year 2019 to 20, and he has received Best Staff Award in 2013, 2007, and 2004. And he also received Best Paper Award in 2017. He has formed IEEE Student Branch and Open Source Lab, and also he has installed many robotics labs, Wi-Fi lab, and multimedia lab. And he was a reviewer in many journals. When we are saying as a career, actually at present, from 2008 at present, he is working as a head of section and registrar in University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Oman. And he has served as a lecturer from 2005 to 2008 at Sagradhya College of Engineering and Technology, India. And also he has served as a lecturer from 2003 to 2005 in Sun College of Engineering and Technology. He has completed his PhD in Karunya University in 2016, and he has completed his M.Tech in Manoranjan Sundarnath University in 2007, and the same university he has completed his B.Tech in 2003. He has many technical skills in robotics for giving a program, and when we are saying about its publications, around 11 in journal, he has publications in books and chapters around 2, and he has around conference publications around 6, and he has delivered seminars around 19. It's very happy to welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your question is yours, sir.
Great morning to one and all over here. I would like to thank the college, the management of the college, the principal, and a special thanks to Dr. Punita, who invited me for this graceful occasion. And also I would like to thank the participants, my students, especially my students from Oman, who joined over here. And I would like to thank everyone. And let's go to our session, because we may have only less time. I would like to start the session. I would like to share my presentation with you all. Hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Let's go. Today our topic is about innovation in robotics. As I am doing little bit research, I would not say that I am doing big things, as my profile says or something. I'm just doing little bit things which I can able to do and to serve the humanity and to the society. As this topic is really very much interesting for me in the field of robotics, Here we are today. I'm just like trying to give some ignite, like to give a small inspiration for the young minds over here. And also, I could able to witness that the most of the students joined over here are from mechatronics engineering. So I feel like this topic will be more suitable for you also. And now, before we start this topic, we should ask a question: why this is very important now? Why robotics? Why people are speaking about robotics? Why we want to know about robotics? Why we want to do something about robotics? That question is there. Why I have to attend this seminar? How it will be beneficial for me? That is very important now. If we know, if we could able to answer to this question, why I want to learn something from robotics, or why I should do something in robotics in this current era, if you could able to answer that question, then it will be more fruitful. The seminar, the session will be more fruitful, and you will also able to do a lot of things in the field of robotics. Okay, so to answer the question, I wanted to share something like, first thing we should know about the industrial revolution. Now we all know about, maybe we might have heard about the industrial revolution. If you know about the real main area behind this industrial revolution, then we can able to say why robotics is also so important there. In the year 1765, the first industrial revolution happened. All industries were, up to that, all industries were like man-made, human controlled. We might have heard in most many discoveries and many novels, many papers, we also might have come across like in olden days, the industry people are working in the industries, people are taken as slaves in the industries, and they were being like given hard work. People got, the humanity got a lot of tough times in the olden periods. So that time in the year 1765, these industries are a little bit automated. We can say the heavy work of the industries are being converted with steam engines. We all know about it. We might have heard about the history also. We come across the histories. In 1765, the industries are converted with steam engines. So because of that, the production has been increased. In industries, the mass production has happened there. The productivity of the industries are being increased in a high proportionate way. So that people called it as the first industrial revolution. Then slowly moving to when we come the year 1870s, in 1800s, 1870s, when electricity is being invented and it is introduced into the industries, which replaced the most of the industries from steam engines to electrical appliances, and the productivity also increased, and the people also felt a little bit free. The machines are automated through electrical supplies, electricity. So that people said that there is a second industrial revolution. Then in the year 1960s, okay, people started finding about developing about computers, internets, telecommunication networks, mobile phones, all those things started coming, which made a big impact into the industries. You know, when I was very young, when I was very small, when I'm in the schools, people used to say that computer is coming, computer is going to control the whole world, everything will be with the computer, computer will replace human. It was like a fun for me that time. What a machine is going to replace a human, how it will do, like it was like a fun. When I was like maybe less than 10 years old or 12, 13 years old, also I could able to hear this word. But still, now I could able to realize that computer is controlling everything, and everywhere you go, you are seeing computers, which is controlling. Programs are controlling the machines. Everything is happening there. So that when the industries are replaced with the digitization, like computers, telecommunication networks, mobile phones, internet, when all these things happen, and which made a great impact on the industries, people told there is a third industrial revolution. Now we are into the era of fourth industrial revolution. We might have heard in many places, many technical journals, many technical discoveries, people are talking about fourth industrial revolution, fourth industrial revolution. Now in fourth industrial revolution, what is going to happen in the industries? In the industries, even though we might have heard about robotics, we might have heard about robots, computers in the last 10 years and the past 10 years, we heard industries are using robots, industries are applying robotics technology. But now in fourth industrial revolution, it is going to take a different what we can say, a different way or different application using intelligence. Human intelligence are going to be applied into the machines, are applied into the industrial area through the machines, so that it is going to give a big impact onto the globe, onto the industries, in terms of productivity, in terms of making a lot of things, making changes into the globe or into the world, we can say. So now we are into the era of fourth industrial revolution. So we could able to like now people, you are in the third year or second year of your engineering courses. When you pass out, when you come out, okay, people are the industries, the companies are going to look about people, those who are good into the fourth industrial revolution techniques. So I would just like to touch you a little bit about what are the different areas. Okay, well, I am just going to give you a small brief of the areas where the fourth industrial revolution is going to happen. The first one is quantum computing. Quantum computing, even though we heard about these things in the past years, okay, now in the fourth industrial revolution, what type of computing is going to happen is like high-speed data processing. I could able to give you an example here. Now, when we are riding, for example, when you are driving a car in the street, okay, as a human, when I see someone passing or crossing the road, immediately my mind will tell to apply a brake there, so I can able to prevent the accident there. But nowadays, you could able to hear, you might have heard like there are autopilots, there are cars driven without drivers. In UAE, it's there. In America, in USA, many countries, they are inventing. The Tesla, the main major company which is doing that is the Tesla. They are introducing the cars without drivers. Just imagine that one, just imagine that thing. Okay, when the car is moving on the street without a driver and a pedestrian is crossing on the road, what will happen there? Immediately the car has to apply the brake. The time remaining will be a microsecond or a fraction of seconds, we can say. So the data has to be, the sensor, there will be a sensor will be sensing that whether someone is crossing. There will be some cameras or sensors will be there. Immediately it has to take it and it has to process it. The processing speed should be high so that it can immediately apply the brake. So that's where this quantum computing, the high-speed data processing will happen. Okay. Then the second area we can say about artificial intelligence. This is not a new topic. When I say artificial intelligence, oh, this is very old topic. I am hearing this one for many years. Artificial intelligence, but I am not seeing anything new. Okay. So, but in the fourth industrial revolution, the artificial intelligence is going to make a very big impact. How it will make? There are three classifications, which is one is ANI, artificial narrow intelligence. The second one is AGI, artificial general intelligence. The third is artificial super intelligence, ASI. ANI means that things what we are seeing now in some machines, like they will do then one task only automatically by an intelligence. It will do a simple task or a single task, we can say. Only one task it will do. We call it as an artificial narrow intelligence. Nowadays, in present world, in many industries, what we see is artificial narrow intelligence. Artificial general intelligence means it will do multiple tasks. Same like we can say equal to human intelligence. How we are doing, how we are reacting to the environment, how we are working in this world. Same way, how we are taking some decisions, multiple decisions actions we are taking in some fraction of seconds, how we are doing, the same intelligence will be put over to the machines. The machine will work same as the human being in the fourth industrial revolution. That application is called artificial general intelligence. Then artificial super intelligence. People are working, companies are working on artificial super intelligence, which is we can say it surpassed the human intelligence. It is more than the human intelligence. We can say it is over to the human intelligence. So machines will have more intelligence than the human being. Okay, so that is artificial super intelligence, which is going to make a big change in the industries during this fourth industrial revolution. Then let's go to the last one, which is IoT. Then I will come back to the third one. IoT, we all heard about IoT, Internet of Things. Too many projects are there. Many companies, many industries are applying these IoT technologies in many areas. I like some simple example. I can say that I am far away from my house. Okay, from here, from like I am far away from India. From here, I can able to control something which is happening in India. I can able to control my electricity. I can able to do some kind of something over some controlling my water pump or whatever I want. I can control. I can see. I can control from here itself. So this is actually Internet of Things. We say over the internet, when we control applications, when we do something, when we apply some techniques, we say it is Internet of Things. Okay, so now in fourth industrial revolution, what this IoT is going to do, a new change is going to come there, AIoT, which is artificial intelligence of things. So the artificial intelligence, the intelligence is going to be built inside the IoT concepts there. So the intelligence, artificial intelligence, is going to take over the IoT along with these IoT techniques in the fourth industrial revolution. Now, next comes our area, which is robotics. Okay, so what is robotics? As I told you, even in 1950s, 60s, 70s, we can say many industries are using these robotics technologies. Mostly many automobile industries, many manufacturing industries, they are using this robotics technology. Many the humans are being replaced with the robotics. Okay, but what is the difference? Why I want to know now? Why this robotics is more important now in the fourth industrial revolution? Now the answer is the robotics technology, the autonomous, is going to be applied using intelligence. Like I will tell you a small example. I can tell you a small example. For example, now we are having a robotics technology in an automobile industry. Like we are manufacturing a car, for example. We are manufacturing a car. The robots are used there. The robotics arms, fixed robotics arms are used. Like the car chassis. The car chassis is on the bed now. Imagine the car chassis is on the bed. Okay. Now there is a robotic arm. You might have, if you go through some videos, you will understand how huge size the robotic arms will be. The robotic arm, the robotic hand will move and take the tire. For example, it will go and take the tire and fix it on the car. Okay. By itself, it will go because it is robotics technology. It's automated. By itself, it will go and it will take, it will fix. Go, take, and fix. Okay. Now it's clear now. Now a human is passing in between without knowledge. Okay, without knowing what's happening there, he is just passing between that one. Whether the machine will understand that a human is there? No, it will not understand. It can make it may able to hurt the human there. May that person can get some injuries because of that automated machine there. So now we will put, I'm just giving an example only. Now we will put an intelligence into that machine. By that, it will understand. Like if I see someone is passing, I will stop myself. So same way, we were going to put an intelligence into that machine that when a human is passing, the arm will stop, or it will alert the human, please don't come here. the machine is working, something like that. So this intelligence we are going to put in the robotics techniques or robots into the robots in the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, that is why the robotics is more important. Today, maybe we may feel like, oh, okay, it may not happen, but I'm sure after 10 years, it is going to happen. The robots are going to make a big change into the industries and into the world. Okay, so as young minds over here, if you could able to catch something, if you could able to catch some areas of this robotics or to catch something about these things, surely one day you will be called for a big one to change something into the industry or to give a big change into the world. Okay, maybe you may feel, okay, oh, this is not going to happen, I cannot able to do something. Okay, don't think like that. Okay, all the things what we are seeing over here is man-made. All what we are seeing, the robotics, the intelligence, the human intelligence made it. Okay, if we have the desire to do, if we have the mind to work, we can able to do. Okay, when I used to teach, and also when I used to give seminars, I used to ask an example to my students and to the people over the sessions, like how have you seen Japanese, or how have you seen a Chinese? How's their head it will be? Okay, is their head is bigger than our head? Okay, it's not like that. Okay, how they can able to do now? When we say South Korea is number one in the robotics, Japanese is number one in robotics, the Chinese are doing great in robotics, why not we? Okay, there's a difference that we have to work towards the aim, work towards the goal. If you have the mind to work, we can be able to do many things actually. Okay, because our intelligence is far better than better, we can say it's better actually. So if we have the mind to work, we can able to succeed. So I request all the students over here, okay, just take some idea, take something from this area and make yourself better into the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, let's go now, okay, into the robotics now. I'll just give you some basics of robotics, and I will end my seminar and end my session with if time permits, okay, if time permits, I will end the session with how you can do a robotics project little bit. Okay, fine. Now, the robotics functionality, basics of robotics. What are the three things we have? There is the three basic functionality we have with any robots. If we understand what it is, okay, it's same like our human being. When we go outside our house every day, when we go outside our house, we will immediately start sensing the environment. Sometimes it will be too hot, sometimes it will be raining. Immediately we will sense, our human body will sense the environment. Same like that, when you are going to make a robot, the robot should sense to the environment. It has to sense to the environment. It should have, how we are going to make this sense, or how we are going to inbuild this one, using some sensors. We have different kinds of sensors available for each and everything. We have sensors, so we have to put some sensors so that your robot will sense to the environment. We can say this is the input for your robot. Like we have, like we can able to smell what is happening, we can able to see what is happening, we can able to hear what is happening around us. So through that we are getting some inputs. Okay, now the second functionality in robot is thinking. Like we human being, when we sense to the environment, like there is a rain, immediately we will think what we will think, and we will decide upon it, whether I have to go now, or whether I have to take an umbrella, or whether I have to wait for some time. Something we will think, our brain will start thinking and it will decide. Same way here, we should have a mechanism to, based on the input, based on the sensed input, it has to think. Some program has to be there to think and decide upon. Okay, I'll just go a little bit in deep into the next through the next slides. Okay, then what we have, finally the output, you have to act upon it. Based on the input you should think, then you have to act, we have to give an output. So these are the three basics functionalities we have in robots. Now Then again, we can say that functionality, we can call it as a robot subsystems. In more technically, we call the first one as perception capabilities. Like to adapt to the environment, we have to sense the environment to adapt what is happening around here. So this sensing techniques is done through sensors. As I told you, through sensors, some internals into the robots, you may have some internal sensors and some external sensors also. I can give you some example here, like external sensors. Like external sensors, okay. For example, now we have eyes. We can say it is an external sensor. When we move towards, we see some obstacle in front of us. Immediately, what we will do? There is some obstacle hindering our way. Immediately, we will take another way and we will move. Same like that. In robots, you can have different kinds of sensors. In project way, we can say like you can have ultrasonic sensors. You can have IR sensors. In industrial purpose, you can say laser sensors, range finders, lidars, many sensors are there. Okay, so these sensors which will relate or which will capture the external world, we say it is an external sensor. And internal sensors means these are the sensors which are inside the robot, inside the robot, which will make some control of the robotic movements, we can say. Okay, our example, I will tell you that I am going to make a robot like a human being. We have a name, I will tell you about it. Like a same human being, and you know that our arm, our hand, okay, from the shoulder, it cannot rotate like 360 degree very easily, okay. But some special people, they can able to do it, okay. But mostly we cannot be able to rotate, or we don't want to rotate our arm or our hand into 360 degree. Only up to some degrees of rotation I have to rotate. So we can put a sensor inside it. We can put a sensor inside your shoulder that when your arm reaches to this position, then stop the movement of your motor. Don't go above to this one. So this a small example I'm giving. Okay, such sensors you can put inside your robot. We call it as an internal sensor. So all your robots will have some sensors to get the input for the robot. Then the second one is the thinking process. It is done by some microcontrollers, and we call it as the brain of the robot. Many microcontrollers are there which will have we can able to put the programs inside it. I will show you some real live microcontrollers also which I am using. Okay, so these microcontrollers will be having some programs which will decide upon the inputs what you are going to get it. Then the mechanism which is going to give the output, we call it as a mechanism here, okay, and also we call it as an actuator. We can say that technically we can say these are actuators. There are three kinds of actuators are being used in robotics concepts or robotics technologies. They are electric actuator, pneumatic actuator, or hydraulic actuator. So we know already, might have heard about these three concepts. Electric actuators are driven by electric motors which gives high precision. Pneumatic actuators are being driven by the compressed air. It's completely controlled by air. Hydraulic actuators are being controlled by fluids. So heavy equipments, or if you are going to make a heavy robotic technologies for the industries, you can go for the hydraulic actuators also. Okay, so just I will show you a small video about what is actuators, because some people maybe you are new here about the actuators. I'll show you an electric actuator, a small video for you. So this is an electric actuator. We have an electric motor here, and this one actually driven by gears. And it's the concept of nut and bolt. We know that in our places we use too many of nuts and bolts. When the nut will rotate in the clockwise direction, the bolt will rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. So the same concept is used in the electrical actuators. Okay, so let's move to the levels of autonomy. So when you are going to decide or when you are going to develop a robotics project, you should be able to know what level of autonomy, how much automation I am introducing. Okay, the level 0, we say it is actually no automation, nothing is autonomous there. And the second one, we can say level 1 automation, which is only one function automated. Now in the present world, in the present industries, we can say too many machines are in level 1 autonomy, only one function is automated. Then in the level 2, you will have some inputs from the sensors. I has already told you. Okay, from here, actually, it is going to make a big impact into the fourth industrial revolution. The machines will get the inputs from the sensors. The machines will get the inputs from the sensors. Based on that, it will take the decisions. That we call it as the level 2 autonomy. Then level 3 autonomy is automated, but some human intervention will be there. Human inputs will be there. Then level 4 and 5 is fully automated. It's work like a human being. Without any intervention, nothing. It will take a decision. Okay. And for example, if it is going to get a new change, like you didn't program it inside. This is actually what is happening with artificial intelligence. You didn't program it inside that why this is there. It's like if this is there, do this one. If this is there, do that one. If that program is not there, but the computer or the machine is getting a different inputs there, it's not matching with your program there. Now your machine will decide by itself with all the techniques what is there. It will process it with take the best decision making. It will do the best decision making and it will apply. That is what level 4 and 5 fully automated. The human will not do anything there, and the program also will not be there what to decide, but based on the previous experience, based on the previous things, it will decide by itself. That's the artificial intelligence going to be applied in your machines there. Okay, so again, I will just to inspire you, I have some videos how the new things, how robotics are now, the new innovations are there in the robotics. Okay, some small videos I have, just have a look into it. Okay, so the first video when you see there, the robot is jumping and standing by itself. Maybe in the video we may feel like, okay, it's very easy and looking nice, but in the real time, it's not like that. To make something to stand like a human, it takes more time, more calculations, more kinematics analysis you have to do, and more physics applications you should be able to understand. But it is not, I'm not telling it is difficult. It is possible for us. We can able to do. actually, I realized this thing when I was developing a project here with the help of my students over here. We could able to understand the reality behind it. Actually, when we want to make the robots to stand, it is not standing. Then we could able to apply some kinematics analysis. Based on that, we developed one project here. Okay, fine. If there is time at the end, we will see that one also. Good. Now, I will just could give you some overview about the classifications of robot. Many robots are there, many robotics technologies are there, some classifications so that you can able to decide what type of robot I am going to make. Okay, so fine. The first classification we call it as UMV, Unmanned Marine Vehicle. It is about any robot if you are going to use in the marine or you are going to use in the sea. Okay, we call it as UMV, Unmanned Marine Vehicle. And this is again classified into two categories. One is underwater vehicle and another is surface vehicle. If you are going to use some going to do a robot which can able to work on the surface of the sea surface, on the level of the water, onto the water above the water there, we call it as a surface vehicle. Okay, then underwater vehicle, if your robot will go inside, I can give an example, something like called as snake robots. If it will go inside the sea and it will be able to do some research there, then we call it as an underwater vehicle. Okay, so too much of research. Why we want to make robots here? I will just say many people actually they have a negative thought about robotics. The robot, if it comes, it will damage the mankind, many things. Okay, but I'm going to speak about the positive of it. Okay, there are many challenges we have. We all know in the year like 1999 or around 2000, I could able to see an news like one person who is doing the research in the underwater has been killed by a fish there, a poisonous fish there. So if it is actually when we are we are risking our life. The people are risking their life to go into the sea, to the down sea, to do researches there. So instead of that, if we have a robot, if we can develop a robot and we can send it to the sea, it will give you some outputs, it will give you some data, then we can process from our offices. Okay, so it will help the humanity actually. So too many researchers are there. Into my next slides, I will give you some research ideas if it will help you. Okay, then the second classification we have is unmanned ground vehicle. The robots we see in the day-to-day life, like into the industries, into the, like as I told you, autonomous car. It is also an unmanned ground vehicle. We call it as a UGV. Okay, the mobility is based on different concepts like tracked UGV, wheeled UGV, then legged and other mobilities are there. Tracked means we put a line, like we might have heard about like a line following robot. A line will be drawn, okay, a robot will follow that line. We call it as a tracked vehicle. Then wheeled means it will work with wheels, like a normal car, the wheels will be there. Leg, it's like a human being, like 2 legs will be there or 4 legs will be there. Okay, when I say about 4 legs, okay, even not last 2 weeks back, I have seen some video in the Instagram. There I saw one person, he's taking his dog robot. His pet is now dog robot. The dog, the robot is made like a dog. It is going for walking with him. Along with him, it is going for a walk. And also in police, we know that there are many dogs are used for as police dogs. Now people are doing research to change the dogs as dog robots so that it can be able to catch the criminals there. Okay, so this we can say 4-legged robots are there, 2-legged robots are there. So this is one type of classification. There is unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV. If a robot is made to fly over the surface like a drone, we heard about this, we know about it. And also in many militaries, we know that in Tamil, when we say, like in the newspapers, they used to put Alilla Vimanam. It's like no pilot will be there, it will go and it will come back, it will go and come back. We know all about drones also. Okay, so this type of things we call it as UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle. So what research is going on here? Even I heard about from Tamil Nadu, like 5 years back, this one actor with Anna University students, they did something like UAV, and a drone which will go fly from Salem to Chennai to deliver the hospital, the blood sample, something like that. Okay, so this is one research area you can able to do. And also nowadays people are working towards delivery, the whole delivery. How people are normal humans are going here and there, but the industry is going to do the delivery through the drones. You do the programming, set the GPS, your location, longitude, latitude, the location you set in inside the robot, and you send it. It will go and deliver to the exact destination. So this is another area now it is developing there. Okay, unmanned aerial vehicle. Then automated guided vehicle. These are used in industries like lifting the objects, and I do have a video. I will show you about it. Okay, so it will be more, you will understand more about it. Automated guided vehicle, lifting the objects and everything which are used in the industries. Then the last classification we can say it is humanoids. Recently these humanoid robots are being emerging too much. It is coming up. Humanoids means the robots looks like a human being. Looks like a human being. It will work like a human. It will sense like human. It will have the feels of like a feeling of human being. Like we call it as a humanoid robot. Okay, and also now maybe you are aware of a humanoid robot called as Sophia, where the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, they gave the first citizenship for a robot, and also the same robot was being taken to the IIT of in India. That robot was speaking to the students, the professors there. It was answering to their questions. Okay, so this type of robot we call it as a humanoid robots. So the area is more now. I can say there is a broad classification there. You can pick some area and you can work on that one. So one day, surely, I'm telling, today maybe you are not being seen from outside, but one day you will be seen by all the people, and you can able to do many things over there. Just take one idea and work towards it, make it as your goal and work towards it. Like, unlike the past days, now you have the technologies on your hand. Everything is in your hand. Everything is available with you. If you could able to do something, a small change into the existing thing, you can able to make a big change into the society, for the society. Okay, so I will just give you some more classification. Okay, the first one is the space robotics, where now people are working towards the many satellites are being launched into the space, and many robots technologies are able to being launched into the into the space. Even last week, 2-3 weeks back, the NASA has been launched the helicopter technology. A helicopter they launched, it could able to make the helicopter to work from here there. Okay, so that new things are happening with the space robotics also. Anything you do with the space, we call it as a space robotics there. Okay, then the right side you can see the disaster robotics. Okay, whatever I put it in the right side, it's actually really touched me, though. That's why I put the disaster robotics. Now even during this period, Corona, we know that people are actually working very closely. The frontline workers, the doctors, nurses, they are working very closely to the Corona patient. But we know that it will spread to everyone there. It's very difficult to stop the spread there. In place of this one, if we have a robot, okay, the human can be saved there. You see, when a natural disaster come, okay, we can use robotics there. In a building, if there is a fire, if a human is going, automatically he will be killed of the fire. So instead of that, if you have a robot with the fire resistant materials, the robot can save the people who are getting affected by the fire. Many when a natural disaster like tsunami or whatever it is going to come, okay, if you can able to make a robot to prevent the people from the natural disaster, we call it as disaster robotics, which you can do more things for the society. Then the third one is drone robotics. I already told you about it, the UAV, aerial vehicle, which can able to fly over the sky. Okay, then the right side again, exoskeleton robotics. There are many people, they are living without a hand, they are living without legs. Okay, they cannot able to move, and also there are people in the bed, completely bedridden, they cannot able to walk or anything. So for them, if we could able to make or apply our robotics technology, like for example, I will tell you that a person is not having a leg. Okay, if we can able to give a robotics technology for that person, okay, it will be a great help for them. It's a great help for the humanity. Immediately you will say, okay, there is an artificial leg, why don't he use that one? I will give an answer there. When we walk towards a fire, for example, when we are walking outside, you saw a big hole on the ground. Okay, you saw a big hole on the ground, and what you will do, or you saw a fire on the ground, you will just take another direction and you will move. Or you without knowing, you put your leg onto the fire, immediately a sense will be given to your brain, and you will move your leg from that fire. Okay, but if it is an artificial leg and you are putting your leg onto the fire, whether there will be any sensation, nothing. So immediately it can be able to, that artificial leg can kill that particular man also. Okay, so now the artificial leg has to be embedded with the artificial intelligence there. The leg should be embedded with the intelligence, so that when a fire is there, the leg will sense and it will give a signal to your brain. Immediately it will change your direction also. So this is what called as exoskeleton robotics. Okay, so next one is humanoid robots. Already I touched that one. So I'll go to the medical robotics. Okay, in medical field, as I told you before also, in medical field there is a big challenge over in front of you. We can able to do a lot of things, like nowadays when we go to the hospital, we are seeing that the lab staff, then sorry, the nurses, they are coming and taking the blood from us for testing the blood. Okay, so now hospitals are being converted with the robotics technology. You just go there, keep your hand there, the machine will come and take the blood from your vein, and it will give for testing. Automatically you will get the result. Okay, don't get afraid of it, the machine will do it accurately. Okay, so this is one. And I could able to one of my students project, it's medical assistant, smart nursing assistant, which will help the bedridden people, the old people, those who are into the bed for a long time, they cannot move. Even if they don't have someone to care, there will be a robot. They made the robot. It will able to interact with the people. The people can touch it can able to clean the people. It will give the medicines in the right time. So this is a robot which can work with the medical field. Okay, so you have a big challenge into the medical robotics also. Then the left side we have again industrial robotics. Okay, there are industrial robots. Arms are there already into the industries, but now into the fourth industrial revolution we are going to put the intelligence into it. Then the right side we can see underwater robotics. Okay, as I told you before, we can say this as a snake robot which will go inside the water. Okay, what I am going to do, I will give you a small idea, just to inspire you. I will give you a small idea. You know that years back, maybe 15 to 20 years back, in India, we lost the internet connectivity for days actually. Okay, that time because we don't use much internet, we didn't feel it is a big thing, but it made a big impact there. Why it was cut? Actually, there are submarine cables. There are cables which connects between the countries there. Under the water, the cables are going. Under the sea waters, the cables are going. The one internet cable was get cut by a ship which passed by it. Because of that, the internet connectivity has been cut. Again, some big fishes, if some shark is there, okay, it can able to damage the underwater cables also. And also, some hackers, some intruders can able to go and tap the data and they can able to modify it. Okay, so now if you can able to make a robot, an underwater robot, to scan this one, to test this one, to understand what is happening for the internet cables, for the submarine cables, this will make you a big change. It will give you a big change for you in your life. Okay, so too many researches actually is going on, but if you implement it as a robotics technology, people will call for you. Okay, they will come to you. Why? What's there? How we can do it? You understand me? Okay, so there are many different areas are in front of us to do the research and to make something new also. Okay, so these are some robotics classification. Okay, now just touch and I'll go very fast about the intelligence into the unmanned guided vehicle. Actually, when the robots move towards, okay, we decide that we say that path, that environment is two different environments. One is static environment. It means that, for example, I'm in my home, okay, and my table, in my home, the table, the bed, the other things are there, kept there. Okay, if it is fixed there, I say it is a static environment, so it is not going to change. So I can able to make a robot which can able to move here and there by the setting the path, and some path will be dynamic environment. When you are going to make a car which is going towards the road, the environment is completely dynamic there. So when it is dynamic environment, what we have to do, okay, how we can able to make the path, or how we can able to draw the path for the robot. So these two different things are there. Some algorithms we can use for static environment. If you are like computer engineering students, you might have heard about the first algorithm called Dijistra's shortest path algorithm. You can use dynamic environment, you can use A-star algorithm. Okay, many different algorithms are used. I'm not going into the depth of that one now, okay, as time is flying. I'll just show you a small video of a Chinese logistic environment so that you will understand something better. Okay, just a logistic environment, how it is, how it's changing the world. Okay, I'll just give you some idea about the robotics projects development as from the student's point of view. I'm telling. Okay, if it is the industrial point of view, it will be a little different. Okay, but the same idea, same concepts. Okay, as I told you in the beginning, the three functionalities we should have. First, we should know there is an input, then a process, and there should be an output, like sense, think, act. Okay, so in the thinking process, I would like to show you with a live sensor controllers I have. I will just open my camera. Okay, so the first one I have given here is Arduino controller, microcontroller. This is actually a very normal thing. Many people, many students are already there using. But just if anybody, if you are not aware, I'll show you. You can see here in my screen, my camera also, the controller, the Arduino. It looks like this. This board, okay, it looks like this. This is a simple microcontroller you can use. And apart from that one, the right side we call it as a Raspberry Pi. It's like work like a computer, actually a simple computer. You can see in your video here. This is a Raspberry Pi board. It's actually based on the open source about like a Linux operating system. The operating system inside it here, it is a Raspberry Pi or Raspberry Pi. Now it is called as Raspberry Pi operating system. You will see a small memory card over here. Into that we will put the operating system, and we can able to work. And you can see here we can connect your mouse, your keyboard, many USB devices you can connect. And this is a screen which we can see what is happening inside it. You can able to connect some camera here as an input device, and you can connect other input devices, your sensors over to these pins here, and you can connect your output devices, your motors and everything to this pin. We call these pins as GPIO pins. Okay, this is one small microcontroller. Apart from this one, we can use, if you are going to use an industrial purpose robotics or robots, you can use some another thing which I am using also, PLC, programmable logic control. That microcontroller, it's very accurate. You will get the outputs in a high speed. Programmable logic control, PLCs. Okay, so then the first one is Raspberry Pi. I told you PLC, which I am using, programmable logic control. Then some competition. If you are going for a competition, you can use this controller, VEX controller. It comes with different kits there, different kind like hydraulics kits and everything. It automated. It will come with that one. You can use. If you are going for a robotics competition, you can use this controller, VEX controller. And I would like to tell, like one of my project students groups, actually they participated in last years, and they came in the they won the 4th position also, like in the IEEE robotics competition. They use this controller there. Then RTS supported controller, some other RTS real-time supported controllers are also there. Based on your application, you can use some controllers. Okay, and some sensors. The first one, some simple. I'm just focusing on the simple project development only, not as a heavy, a huge development. Okay, the first one you can see here is the ultrasonic sensors which we are using into the normal world. Okay, I don't have it here. The second one is the IR sensor. It looks like this one. Okay, the second IR sensor, it looks like this one. Then the down you have, it's the color sensor. It's a color sensor, which is sometimes, where we can use color sensor. You're going to make a robot to arrange the cues. So it is based on the colors there. So you can use the color sensor. This one is the motion sensor. Motion sensor, actually, when some people pass by, if you want to understand it, you can use this motion sensor. Last semester, one of my project students, they developed as a project because of this pandemic, we know that when we touch the door lock or something, the virus can spread. So they use this motion sensor, the ultrasonic sensors, to automatically to open the door and to close, and also automatically putting some sanitizer onto the people there. Okay, so they use this sensor. And then this sensor is the dust sensor. Okay, it's actually used to understand whether dust is formed in some places. Then the touch sensor, which when you touch, for example, when we are a human, when someone touches, we will understand that somebody touches. So into the robot, if you want to inbuilt that sensing, so somebody touches the robot, it has to understand, means you can use the touch sensor here. Then this is flex sensor. The top one you can see it's a flex sensor. Flex sensor is actually used for gesture control. When you close this your hand, when you open your hand, what's happening there? Okay, do you want to control your robot by closing your hand or opening? You can use this flex sensor. Then the down one you can see it is a heart rate sensor. When you put your fingerprint on this sensor, it will count your heartbeat. Okay, then down you have, which is the ECG sensor. Like as I told you, in medical field now the robotics are going to take, so automatically you can put the ECG sensor, the robot will tell you what is your ECG. Then this the next one what you have, it is the moisture sensor. If you want to understand in agriculture, mostly you can use it for the agriculture robotics. You can use this one. It will tell you the soil moisture level, whether it is dry or not. Then you have the rain sensor or the water sensor. If water fall onto it, it will give an indication. Okay, then you have a DHT11 sensor, humidity sensor. It will give you, even I can show you the sensor I have it. Okay, it will looks like this, the DHT sensor. Then you have two kinds of gas sensor here. Okay, gas sensor. This is actually to check the water quality. The down sensor we have. water quality sensor. Okay, then right side you can see another two input devices are the cameras. This one is a camera used in compatible with the Arduino. The down one is a camera compatible with the Raspberry Pi. Apart from this, I will show you another one sensor which I am doing a research currently. Okay, which is called as the mind wave sensor. This one you can hold it like this. Okay, you can hold it like this, and it is connected to your robots. You can connect this to your robots through a Bluetooth. Through a Bluetooth, and you have to just relax it, and you think in your mind, okay, move, the robot will move. You left, you can say in your mind, the robot will move into the left, controlling from your brain EEG. I'm just currently doing a research onto this one. Okay, it costs maybe around an Indian price, maybe around 20,000 rupees, something like that. Okay, so this is actually really a very good sensor, mind wave sensor, which I am currently working onto it. Okay, so then the last part, we are about to the last part now, about the movement, finally output. In robotics term, the output we call it as actuators, actuation, okay? And otherwise, we can say it as a gripping technology. You can see in the right-hand side, gripping technology. Different grippers are there, and it's controlled by the motors. The motors in between the middle, you can see, these are the motors, different types of motors we have. The first one, we call it as a servo motor, then we call it as a DC motor, continuous motor, then down we call it as a stepper motor. So these are the output devices. Okay. So then I've just touched my different research, what I'm currently doing, and I will end my session here. Okay. The first one is the smart nursing assistant. You can see it over here. It is in the screen here, which is done by my group of students over here. Okay. And second one, it is the PV panel cleaning robot. That is here. You can see that one also here. This is actually, in many places nowadays, people are using solar panels. When we put the solar panels into the deserts, too much of dust will be formed onto the solar panels. So people has to go and clean every day. So instead of that, this robot will be working. It will clean the solar panel by itself. As I told you before, there is a dust sensor. You can put a dust sensor to sense the dust. You can see it over here. The dust sensor will sense it, and it will go to the exact place where the dust is formed, and it will clean that one. Then another one is cabling robot for telecommunication. So this robot, you can set the GPS position. You can draw the map on your robot. It will go along to the path. It will take a hole on the ground, and it will lay the cable there. And the next one is the smart helmet. It is actually for a blind people. Just like a helmet, you put it on your head. It will see. It will sense to the environment. It will read the environment, and it will tell to your ears that in front of you, you have the door. In front of you have the steps. In front of you, your friend is with you, like that. Then another one robot is humanoid robot with face detection. Okay, for face detection, we can use some program called as OpenCV libraries. You can use there. Then smell, to detect the smell. By hearing the smell or by sensing the smell, we can understand who is nearby. For that, we are using a smell sensor. Then voice recognition. Okay, there are some APIs we are using for voice recognition. Then the last one, as I told you about the mind controlled robot, it's currently the research is I'm doing it on. Okay, hopefully in case if we meet again, I will show you about the mind controlled robot, how it is working also. Okay, and thank you all of you. Thanks for your patience and listening. If you have any questions, any queries, please let me know.
Kareem, actually, chat box old student has asked to tell about the NVIDIA Jetson nanocontroller.
Hello, yes, ma'am.
So, yes, in chat box, old student has asked to
Okay.
tell about NVIDIA Jetson nanocontroller.
The nano microcontroller, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In chat box, he has put up the question, sir. in chat box.
Okay, okay. I
Okay.
will say yes, 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 ma'am. Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am. Actually, ma'am, this is actually a new microcontroller. Actually, it is given by a company called NVIDIA. Okay, so far I didn't work about it with that one, but they have told that it has some artificial intelligent techniques and technologies in built into it. We can able to control, like even sense the environment through using the video, like video images. We can record in, get the inputs as video images, and we can able to take decision upon it. So far I haven't used that one. Okay, so I cannot give you like the clear cut idea about it, but I just come across that one only.
Thank you, sir. So if any
Any
other
other
questions, you
questions?
can ask. Okay, thank you, sir. I think so. No more questions.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Uh, I would like to call upon Shubha Prada ma'am to propose a vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. It's my pleasure to propose vote of thanks on behalf of M.A.M School of Engineering and myself. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Bensujin, Head of the Section Electrical and Electronics, Registrar, Department of Engineering, University of Technology and Applied Science, Nizwa, Sultnate of Oman, for accepting our invitation and spare your valuable time with us. Also, you have shared more information about robotics and its innovation. This make our students to learn more about robotics, and it is very useful. I would also like to thank our management, principal, and staff members of various departments and our beloved students for your kind support and cooperation on being success of this program. Once again, I thank you all.